Are you looking to buy a home? I'm Samantha Rojas with how to get the keys to a new house in today's inflated market.
How these real estate changes are affecting other local businesses. Your news in 10 minutes starts now. The price we pay for almost everything keeps going up. It's frustrating for consumers, but business owners say they're experiencing tough times too.
And in more ways than many can imagine. First, and perhaps not surprisingly, supply chain issues are delaying manufacturing. Toledo Chamber of Commerce spokesperson says the increase in prices of raw materials is also causing more pain than customers might think.
Businesses have been drastically impacted because a lot of our small businesses can't necessarily pass on their costs. Our manufacturers a lot of times are locked into contracts that they already agreed to with their customers, so they have a higher cost of goods that they have to pay.
But that's not all. According to the Chamber, business owners are trying to attract new employees, many from out of town, but the current housing market is making it difficult for would-be workers to even find a place to live.
And the housing shortage and accompanying sticker shock is happening across the country.
UT10's Samantha Rojas joins us now live in the newsroom. Why are prices so high?
Experts say it's two things. Inflation, the cost of materials have skyrocketed in recent years, plus good old-fashioned supply demand. There is simply too many people looking for new homes and not enough houses for sale, which causes real heartache for local buyers. Ayola Sabayo, his wife Jamie, and 3 children can't wait to get a place of their own.
There's not a lot of options, and any options that you do find are, very quickly taken.
After 5 months of stressful searching and losing multiple bids, he's accepting the new reality.
If you're not willing to obviously bid up the price that's being asked for, so a lot of houses right now that we've looked at, we've only put in a bid for about 2 of them, but unfortunately we weren't close to what was actually offered at the end of the day.
Local realtor says supply issues have not only caused prices to rise, but the whole home buying and selling process is so hectic because people are engaging in bidding wars for practically every home with a for sale sign in the front yard.
Went Key realtor Kelly Albrecht says buyers are making difficult decisions like adding escalation clauses to contracts, which automatically increases the first offer to be another buyer's better bid.
They opt out to have no inspection, so they want to create the best terms so that they can get the accepted offer so that they get the house.
And she says most houses are on the market for less than a week, so buyers must act fast.
Offers normally are written and sometimes accepted within 2 days of it going active on the market.
Making it harder for the people like Sabayo, who hasn't given up on his dream home.
Totally different process now, very challenging.
The agents as sellers are settling hard deadlines for buyers to get their offers in, to reduce the chaos and to give buyers a window, even though it's a small one, to get those bids in. Live in the newsroom, I'm Samantha Rojas, UT10 News.
Thank you, Samantha. While it is hard to buy a home in this market, it's not impossible, and experts have some tips that could help you get a loan, find a house, and close the deal. First, maintain your credit. Stay away from new credit cards and other credit offers, and be sure to keep paying your bills on time. Also, save for a down payment. Saving at least 20% will help you avoid mortgage insurance on conventional loans. That means you'll pay less in the long term. Plus, list your needs before you start searching, your non-negotiables and nice-to-haves. This will help you shop for homes more effectively and compare properties with less stress. And work with a realtor. These local experts know the local market and can help you get what you want. Finally, be sure you're ready to commit to a loan. The average mortgage loan term is 15 to 30 years, and buying a home is a major commitment. Trent?
In honor of Donate Life Month, UTMC and Life Connection of Ohio hosted a flag-raising ceremony yesterday, and for one father and daughter, the event was very heartwarming. It was a moment to celebrate donors outside of UToledo's Mulford Library on April 6th as members of the community came together for National Donate Life Month as well as National Living Donor Day. The event featured one kidney donor in particular, Amy Walker, who saved her father, Dave Hackenberg, back in November of 2017.
November 16th, we were here at UTMC and I donated my kidney to him, and here we are.
In making the announcement, she surprised her dad by giving him a kidney bean, and ever since then, he's been grateful.
He didn't quite get it at first, but once we explained everything, he cried and he probably still cries every day now.
After the speeches, the Donate Life flag was raised, and for Walker, her own family's story has prompted her to become an even greater advocate herself.
You can save someone's life, and they can potentially be around for 10 to 20 more years.
UTMC hosts additional events throughout the month, including a food drive on Monday, April 11th. For more information on donations, visit the Life Connection of Ohio's website, as we have a link to that on our website, ut10news.com. Now turning the news, making headlines across America. With Russia's attacks spreading throughout Europe, Ukraine, which is not in NATO, pressed the United States and other NATO allies to supply them with more weapons during a meeting with NATO members today, AP reports. Some of the organization's countries are facing the task of deciding what support to provide that will be used strictly for defensive purposes, as they fear a greater war with Russia. Sacramento police say the mass killing that occurred there last weekend, leaving 6 dead and wounding 12 others, was a gunfight involving at least 5 shooters from rival gangs. Police say there may be additional shooters. This happened early Sunday morning as the bars were closing. Authorities say witness cell phone video is helping the investigation. Twitter is making headlines for lots of reasons this week. Twitter tweeted that it's adding an edit button and will test the service with paid subscribers, first starting in a few months. This comes after billionaire investor Elon Musk joined the board of directors by buying a 9% stake in the company, valued at, according to public records, $3 billion. After Musk's investment, Twitter shares skyrocketed, and many tweeted at Musk, urging him to reinstate former President Trump's Twitter account, which was banned last January. Musk is widely known for criticizing Twitter for their regulating free speech use. And some popular exhibits are disappearing from zoos across the country for safety's sake. The Associated Press reports birds are being moved indoors and away from people and other wildlife to protect them from the highly contagious and potentially deadly avian flu. Penguins may be the only birds you see because they're usually kept inside and behind glass. The CDC says the flu typically doesn't infect humans, but there are some exceptions. And a librarian got an Easter gift she'll likely never forget. Missing for 20 years, the AP reports 19th century scientist Charles Darwin's notebooks were found in a pink gift bag inside the Cambridge University Library, with a note to the librarian that read "Happy Easter." The books disappeared in 2001 after being removed for photographing, but they're back on display, and police say they're still investigating. Tiara?
Be careful where you click. UToledo is warning everyone to watch out for suspicious emails. This after 2 university email accounts, one belonging to a staff member and the other a student, were compromised. The Information Security Office reminds us not to reuse passwords, because if hackers get into one account, they'll be able to get into all accounts. The best passwords are long and complex, not easy to guess. They remind us to change passwords often and not to share them with anyone. Use multi-factor authentication where available, and be suspicious of emails that seem too good to be true or have errors or suspicious links. And finally, report the message by using the phishing button at the top of your email toolbar, or forward the email to emailabuse@utoledo.edu. After years of virtual and hybrid learning, mask and social distancing, students and teachers at a local school celebrated the lifted restrictions with an annual talent show with a twist. Students at Toledo's Waite High School gathered for one of their first school-wide events since the start of the pandemic. It's the annual Follies event, a school tradition kept alive by students for decades. Students usually showcase their talents like singing, acting, or dancing, but this year they let their staff and teachers take the stage. Waite faculty and staff rehearsed for the teacher Follies on their own time. They say it was worth every minute because events like these are important. They boost morale and encourage extracurricular involvement after students were restricted for so long.
So many of the kids, I didn't even know what they looked like until they took their masks off, and they're starting to slowly come out of their shell, which is nice because it was hard to get them to talk or interact or even read. So I feel like the life and the pulse is coming back to Waite.
Students say the Teacher Follies encouraged them to audition for the regular annual Follies event hosted later this school year. Now it's time to turn things over to Caleb with sports.
Caleb, what do you have for us going on this week?
It's springtime, so you know what that means. It's baseball season. I'll have some Rockets baseball after the break.
Let's say you're someone like Hannah, bright, resourceful, ready to go. You check out fill-in-the-blank State University, and you feel, well, a little lost. Then you reverse course. You visit that small college your uncle went to, but now you're stuck in neutral wondering if maybe they don't have the majors, internships, research, facilities, and activities that you're sort of expecting. And then you check out UToledo. You meet an advisor, and he tells you about the experience and mentorship you'll find right here at the University of Toledo.
You now have more ways to watch the University of Toledo's award-winning student newscast.
Thanks to our broadcast partners, you can catch UT10 News
And sports in more places.
We're live at UT10news.com and on YouTube Thursdays at noon and 12:30.
Catch replays on Buckeye Channels 109 and 609 on Thursday evenings at 5 and Sundays at 9 a.m.
And on WGTE Public Media Friday evenings at 6:30.
This is your UT10 Sports Report. I'm Caleb Gill. The Rockets baseball team took on the Ball State Cardinals this past weekend in a series that saw Toledo mostly struggle. The first game of the series might have been on April Fool's, but the Cardinals proved to be no joke. The game was tight early on, with both teams each getting a run in the third inning, and then Ball State getting another run in the fifth. However, the Cardinals' Matthew Rivera broke the game open, hitting a single that allowed both Nick Powell and Trenton Quartermain to each score a run in the sixth inning. Ball State scored a total of 6 runs in the final 4 innings, and Toledo, they just had no answers, leading the Cardinals to take the first game of the series, winning the game 8-1. Day 2 of the weekend series featured a doubleheader, and Day 2 was very similar to Day 1. Ball State got out to an early lead after Adam Christensen hit a leadoff home run in the second inning. Before you knew it, the Cardinals had a 3-0 lead on the Rockets before they even got on board with a run of their own. Rockets would try to rally back and would come within one of the Cardinals, bringing the score now 4-3 in the fourth inning. However, a 3-run homer from Ryan Peltier extended the Cardinals' lead in the final inning, proving to be the final nail in the coffin, with Ball State winning 7-3 and Toledo losing the first 2 games in the weekend series. In the second game of the Saturday doubleheader, Ball State continued to dominate against Toledo. Similar to the game from earlier, Zach Cole blasted a leadoff homer in the second inning to open up the scoring in the game. Ball State scored another run in the third, but it was a 5th inning that proved to be too much for the Rockets when the away team scored 4 runs in that inning. Toledo was able to score 2 more in the 7th, but Ball State continued to have their way with the Rockets, scoring 4 more runs in the final 2 innings to get out of Saturday with a score of 10-2. Not wanting to get swept in the series, the Rockets came out swinging on Sunday, getting out to an early lead after Darren Davis hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the first, which would also give the Rockets their first lead of the entire weekend. The rest of the scoring the game came in the third inning when Ball State got their only run in the game, and Toledo getting 3 more runs at the bottom of the inning, helping to give Toledo their only victory of the weekend series, avoiding the sweep with a score of 5-1. This game is more of what head coach Rob Reinstedel expects out of his team.
Came out today and they had a different mindset, which is more typical of the way we've played all year. So I really think the last couple days have been atypical to what we are, and today's more like what I expect out of us, as a whole unit.
They did ultimately struggle this weekend, but getting that final game proved to probably be important moving forward. The Rockets will be on the road to Athens this weekend to take on the Ohio Bobcats. And that'll be it for sports.
Thanks, Caleb. That's all the time we have this week.
And remember, you can watch UT10 newscast replays on YouTube. Don't forget to follow us on social media as well, and listen to 88.3 WXUT FM Saturday mornings at 7:45 for the UT10 weekly news update. We'll see you next week.